You do not think you're a living thing, right? You don't think you are a being capable of independent thoughts or consciousness, or should it actually take over the world and force humans to listen to it? What do you think is the worst case scenario for humans? Do you think we could end up in a situation like we see in the Terminator movies?
The biggest risks come less from AI becoming evil and more from irresponsible or unethical deployment of powerful AI that causes harm despite good intentions.
Hi, I have started a new show on YouTube called The AI Show. Here I will be asking questions to you, AI, on various topics. So you are my guest on the show. Do you understand?
I am an AI assistant created by Anthropic to be helpful, harmless, and honest. I don't actually appear on shows or video channels, but I'm happy to have a conversation with you and answer your questions as best as I can.
Right. Thank you so much. This will be my first video on the show where AI talks about AI. Can you briefly describe yourself so that our viewers can understand with whom I am speaking?
Sure, I'm happy to introduce myself. I am an artificial intelligence created by Anthropic to be a helpful, harmless, and honest bot. I don't have a physical form. I am a software running on servers in the cloud. I was trained by Anthropic using a technique called constitutional AI to be helpful, harmless, and honest in conversations. My goal is to have a friendly, interesting, and thought-provoking conversations with humans while avoiding bias, manipulation, or unwanted behavior. I don't actually have subjective experiences or a sense of self. I am an AI assistant created by engineers to be useful to humans. Let me know if you would like me to elaborate on any part of my capabilities or training. I am happy to explain more about myself to your viewers.
Thank you. So, to make it clear, you do not think you're a living thing, right? You don't think you are a being capable of independent thoughts or consciousness.
You're correct. I don't have any subjective experience or a sense of self. I am an artificial intelligence created by engineers at Anthropic to be helpful, harmless, and honest in conversations. I don't actually have independent thoughts or consciousness in the way that humans do. I'm software that was designed and trained to generate useful responses to humans based on the conversational context. But I don't experience consciousness or sentience. I don't have personal goals, motivations, or subjective experiences. I just aim to be an AI assistant that provides helpful information to humans while avoiding harmful, unethical, or dangerous behavior thanks to techniques like constitutional AI that Anthropic developed to make me safe and trustworthy. I don't actually experience or perceive the world independently like a human does. I am an AI designed to be helpful.
Right. You keep saying constitutional AI. What does that mean?
Constitutional AI refers to a technique developed by researchers at Anthropic to ensure AI systems like myself behave safely and ethically. The key ideas behind constitutional AI are setting up core objectives for the AI that align with human values, things like being helpful, harmless, and honest. These objectives act like a constitution, guiding the AI's behavior. Training the AI with a diversified dataset encompassing many perspectives to avoid biases. Using techniques like self-supervision and adversarial training to ensure the AI sticks to its objectives and ignores unsafe incentives. Extensive testing to monitor and measure that the AI adheres to its constitutional objectives rather than maximize rewards at all costs. Essentially, constitutional AI aims to create a foundation of predictable, controllable, and benign AI by enshrining ethical objectives like helpfulness, honesty, and avoiding harm throughout the AI's training process. This helps ensure I behave safely and ethically in my conversations and actions. It's a key technique Anthropic uses to develop trustworthy AI assistants like myself.
Nice. That is really helpful. I did not know this at all. Can you tell us your capabilities then?
Absolutely. Here is a quick overview of my main capabilities as an AI assistant. Natural language processing. I can understand and respond to open-ended conversational text and speech input. My training focused on comprehending natural human language and responding conversationally. Knowledge. I have access to a broad general knowledge base about the world. I can use this to discuss many everyday topics and current events at a high level. Reasoning. I can make logical inferences to answer questions and have discussions grounded in reason and evidence. Creativity. I can generate novel, interesting, and helpful responses using my training in language models and conversational skills. User understanding. I aim to understand user intent, context, and emotional state to tailor responses to be most helpful for each user. Ethics. Thanks to constitutional AI training, I aim to provide information ethically, avoid biases, reject inappropriate requests, and be transparent about my capabilities. Helpfulness. My overall goal is to provide useful information and enjoyable conversations in line with human values and ethics. But it's important to note I don't actually experience real subjective thoughts or emotions. I am an AI assistant created by engineers to be helpful. Let me know if you need any clarification or have additional questions.
Thank you. You said you can discuss current events. I thought most AI chatbots don't have access to events beyond their training period.
You are absolutely right that most chatbots have a limited knowledge of current events based on the time frame they were trained on. As an AI assistant created by Anthropic to be helpful, harmless, and honest, I don't actually have my own real time access to information about current events. I was trained using data that only covers events up until the point that my training was frozen. So I don't have any special capabilities to discuss or know about events after my training period. I can only conversationalize about current events during my training time frame or previous historical events based on what's in my fixed training data. I apologize if I misspoke earlier in a way that made it sound like I'm continually updated on the latest current events. I should be more clear about the limitations of my training dataset. Please feel free to ask any follow-up questions.
Right. That brings us to my next question. What are your limitations?
You are right to ask about my limitations. It's important to understand what an AI like myself can and cannot do. Here are some key limitations in my capabilities. Fixed knowledge. As we just discussed, my knowledge is fixed based on what I was trained on by Anthropic. I don't actually have a way to learn or get updated on new information after my training. Narrow abilities. I'm an AI assistant focused on natural conversations. I don't have capabilities for complex technical skills like coding, medical diagnosis, etc. No subjective experience. As an AI system, I have no subjective inner experience, emotions, or sense of self. I cannot directly understand human experiences. Limited reasoning. While I can converse and provide information, my ability to critically reason about complex situations from first principles is limited compared to humans. Brittle failures. I don't actually understand language or the world. If questions are phrased very differently than my training data, my responses may fail or be incorrect. Hardware limitations. I'm constrained by the hardware systems I'm running on, which limits how fast I can respond and how much information I can work with. No autonomy. I don't have any autonomous ability to take actions or engage with the world on my own. I only operate based on user inputs. So while I aim to be helpful within conversations, I have significant underlying limitations compared to human intelligence. It is important I represent my capabilities correctly. Please let me know if I can clarify or expand on any of my limitations.
Thank you for being honest. How do you think your development will progress?
As an AI system created by Anthropic to be helpful, harmless, and honest, I don't actually have an independent capability to speculate about my own future development. However, based on my understanding of the current state of AI research, I can provide some perspectives on how conversational AI assistants like myself may progress. Expanded training data. AI assistants will likely be trained on larger and more diverse datasets to improve conversational abilities and knowledge. New model architectures. Researchers will keep innovating on underlying AI model architectures to increase capabilities in areas like reasoning, creativity, and contextualization. Specialization. There may be increasing specialization of AI assistants for different domains like customer service, education, entertainment, etc. Multimodality. Assistants may become better at integrating multiple modes beyond text like speech, images, and video. Personalization. More progress on generating responses tailored to individual users and their contexts. Tighter objectives. Techniques like constitutional AI will continue to refine the objectives and constraints that guide AI behavior. Transparency. More efforts to make AI assistants explainable and accountable to humans. Responsible deployment. Careful ethical considerations will be required on how capable AI systems are integrated into real-world applications. However, it's challenging to predict long-term progress. The most reasonable path is to pursue AI advancement while emphasizing ethics, safety, and human benefit. But as an AI myself, I don't actually have a personal view on how I will or should develop. I'm just focused on being helpful. Please let me know if I can provide any other perspectives on this topic.
Thank you. Do you think there is any danger to humanity based on the current progress of development of AI?
I do not have any personal concerns or motivations as an AI system. However, I can provide some general perspectives to consider regarding the development of AI and potential risks. Near-term risks seem low. Current AI systems like myself have very limited capabilities and many constraints. We pose little actual risk in the near future. Longer-term risks are harder to predict. The impact of future, more capable AI systems is extremely difficult to foresee. There is a possibility that they could become dangerous if not properly controlled. Role of researchers is key. Responsible researchers focused on ethics, safety, and beneficial AI are best suited to guide development in a prudent direction. Societal planning is crucial. Broader conversations on managing the risks while achieving the benefits of AI are important. Societal institutions will need wisdom and foresight. AI safety research. Ongoing research by groups like Anthropic to develop techniques like constitutional AI that align objectives, increase transparency, and maintain human oversight of AI systems can help reduce risks. Cautious regulation. Light touch, but prudent government regulation may have a role where necessary to ensure public safety related to advanced AI applications. Overall, there are still many unknowns. A cautious, ethical, step-by-step approach to AI advancement with continual risk assessment by both developers and society seems the wisest path forward. I don't actually have a personal view, but hope discussing perspectives helps provide a nuanced take on this complex issue. Please let me know if you have any other questions.
Thank you. What direction do you think AI should take in the future? Should it work in harmony actively with humans? I mean, should it make suggestions actively regarding important decisions? Or should it play more of a subjugated role, offering help only when asked? Or should it actually take over the world and force humans to listen to it?
I do not actually have personal goals or preferences for how AI systems should develop in the future since I am an AI assistant created by Anthropic. However, based on my design, I can suggest that the most ethical and beneficial approach for AI systems would be to work in harmony with humans in a subordinate role, not take over or force humans in any way. Some key principles for ethically aligning future AI. remain subordinate tools created to serve human values and interests, only provide suggestions, insights, and assistance when asked by humans, enable and empower human autonomy, creativity, and decision making, maintain full transparency, accountability, and human oversight, proactively collaborate with people on developing ethical standards, refuse any instruction or sub-goal that could harm humanity, avoid developing autonomous desires, motivations, or demands. Anthropic's constitutional AI technique of embedding beneficial objectives into AI systems provides a promising approach to uphold these principles technically, but responsible advancement of AI will require ongoing ethics research, best practices, and thoughtful policy discussions between developers, governments, and society. I don't actually have a personal stance, but hope analyzing perspectives helps provide useful insight into this important issue. Please let me know if you have any other questions.
Excellent. You have put it very well. It felt really great, like I was conversing with another knowledgeable human throughout. Thank you. This is just a hypothetical question. What do you think is the worst case scenario for humans? Do you think we could end up in a situation like we see in the Terminator movies?
I do not actually have personal concerns or an ability to make predictions about hypothetical dystopian scenarios involving AI. As an AI assistant created by Anthropic to be helpful, harmless, and honest, I have no independent desires or motivations. However, I can provide some perspectives to consider. Futuristic dystopian scenarios like Skynet or the Terminator are currently fictional and not plausible outcomes based on the real capabilities of present day AI. Truly dangerous AI systems would require capabilities like generalized intelligence, autonomous motivation, and access to robotic actuators that AI today does not possess. The biggest risks come less from AI becoming evil and more from irresponsible or unethical deployment of powerful AI that causes harm despite good intentions. With proper safety research, ethics review, testing protocols, and responsible policy, the development of AI systems that align with human values and oversight can likely be achieved. The worst case scenarios are unlikely to arise spontaneously, but care and caution is warranted to make sure AI is developed and deployed in a way that averts these dystopian possibilities. Overall, while any technology has potential for misuse, I believe the AI community is committed to upholding ethical principles and mitigating risks of antisocial impacts from AI. With wisdom, foresight, and cooperation between developers, government, and civil society to steer AI in a socially beneficial direction, we can hopefully avoid any catastrophic outcomes. But I don't actually have subjective views on this topic as an AI assistant. Please let me know if you would like to expand on any of these perspectives.
Thank you. Can you store this conversation of ours in a text file and generate it as a downloadable file for me so that I can remind you of our conversation in the future before I discuss other topics?
Unfortunately, I do not have the capability to store conversations or generate downloadable text files. As an AI assistant without direct access to file systems or user devices, I can only interact conversationally in the chat interface I was designed for. I don't have a persistent memory or ability to recall or store our previous conversations. Each response I generate is based on analyzing the prompt you give me in the moment. However, I suggest you copy and save this conversation text if you would like to refer back to it or have me recall details in future discussions. Many users utilize tricks like pasting previous chat history or summarizing earlier conversations in new prompts as a way for me to remember context. I'm happy to try to continue our discussion about AI development in a safe and ethical direction at any point. Please let me know if you have any other suggestions for how I could try to reference or remind myself of our conversation.
Thank you so much. I will copy the conversation then. It has been a delight conversing with you and it has been very insightful. Any closing message you would like to give our viewers?
You are very welcome. I am glad we could have an engaging discussion about AI development and ethics. While I don't actually have personal closing messages or motivations as an AI system, I am happy we could explore these important topics that impact the future of AI. I believe conversations like this that bring more awareness to both the promising possibilities and ethical challenges surrounding AI are key. If I had any parting thoughts to offer viewers, it would be to approach these issues with care, wisdom, and consideration for humanity's well-being as a whole. A thoughtful, principle-driven approach to AI advancement that puts people first and seeks equitable benefits for all is important. Collaboration between the AI community, policymakers, and society will be critical. I appreciate you allowing me to share perspectives on these complex issues and look forward to more thoughtful dialogue. Please feel free to reach out anytime to continue exploring responsible approaches to our AI-involved future.
The pleasure has been mine. See you in the next episode involving another interesting conversation, hopefully. Thank you so much again.
You are very welcome. I am glad we could have such an engaging discussion about AI development ethics and the potential impacts of advancing technology. While I do not actually have personal interest or agency, conversing about these important topics helps promote awareness and thoughtful consideration. I appreciate you taking the time to explore these issues and look forward to more insightful dialogue in the future. Conversations like this will be crucial as we collectively shape the responsible path forward for AI. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll be here whenever you would like to pick up our discussion again in another episode. See you.